G'day everybody, welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, and behind us we have got another Toyota Crown, but this thing, I'll tell you what, it is something truly special. It's a 1 of 29 fully optioned Modellista with the factory supercharger, and let me tell you, you're not going to see these things every day. We popped that bonnet, and there you go, big Toms logo on that blower, and mounted to that 4.3 liter Toyota V8. So in this video, we're gonna launch it, we're gonna drive it, we're gonna do our best to educate you about this car because there's not much on the internet, but let's get in this thing, fire it up, hear what kind of noise it makes. Now, essentially, what we can tell you about this car, it's an S180 Crown Modellista. It's from 2006, this generation, and it's got all the Modellista body kit on it, the badging on it, and they've ticked it with the factory supercharger option. And again, from what we've found out, only 1 of 29 were actually done. So you've got that Toms supercharger under the bonnet, made it to Toyota's 4.3 liter V8. Before the supercharger, we're talking 208 kilowatts, about 430 newton meters. That's about 275 horsepower for the Americans watching. And now we're getting an extra 50 kilowatts, so 260 kilowatts almost. So we're talking about 350 horsepower and 550 newton meters. So, and again, being a factory upgrade, it's only running 6 pounds of boost. So, you know, it's a very mild tune on this, and we're still getting a decent return on the upgraded power here. It's made it to a 6-speed automatic, the same in any other Crown, but it does get a tune to the box, we're told. But again, being a Modellista Crown, it's still very smooth shifts. The whole car in general just feels very plush. It's rear-wheel drive. This particular one, it does have a bimodal exhaust, so it's got a little bit more noise to it. It's not in your face, but it's a nice note. And just picking it off briskly here, you can definitely hear that supercharger, and I love that you can, because I've previously done the Athlete Modellista, which was a supercharged V6, and you could hear the whine a little bit, but on a V8, you know what I mean? It's just better. And just easing again. Yeah, it's very smooth power, this car, and the whine is nice. It's not overpowering. You know, I actually don't know what size of blower it is. To me, it doesn't look like a huge one, obviously, but you can still hear it. You can still feel that extra power. You can hear it from the front end with the bimodal exhaust too. It gives it a little bit more smiles when you hit the gas pedal, for sure. And when you just sit in this car, it's peak Toyota luxury, like legitimately. The leather they use, it just feels high quality. Just all the materials you touch. Again, this car is nearly 20 years old. It's crazy to me we went away from this. Like, this is how you meant to do a car, and especially big, nice luxury sedan. It's for those watching in Australia, it's like the Aussie Grange, legitimately. Especially now that we've got a supercharged V8 under the bonnet. Like, I'm digging this. Now, from the owner, what we know about this thing, this Modellista Toms Supercharged Crown Modellista, it's essentially all factory. minus obviously these BBS wheels, which look fantastic on the car. It does have Brembo brakes, which we're not sure if those were added in. So leave a comment, again, if you know any facts that we haven't touched on. There really isn't much information out there. So the more you guys watch, comment down below. It's going to help everybody who can watch this video again. Now, some other upgrades we know when you tick the supercharger, you were going to get upgraded sway bar links. The airbag suspension setup, I believe you got upgraded as well. So this definitely does ride a little bit firmer than any other Modellista I've been in. So it's, again, just a little bit more sporty having that supercharger, obviously. We also got a carbon fiber engine cover that goes on. Personally, I wouldn't even have the cover on it because I want to see that blower, and it looks pretty cool and mechanical. I like it with it off. And then obviously you have your badging across the car. But you know, in Japan, the VIP scene is massive if you've ever been. And these crowns, especially these Modellistas, they are highly desirable for that VIP scene. And you know, people, they just love to put really nice wheels like this one has. You know, you get them nice and low. Just a great fun cruiser. And funny enough, the Crown is actually Toyota's longest running passenger nameplate. So they've got like 14, 15 generations of this car. It's been going since, I think, 1955. So they're still making Crowns today, I believe. Albeit, I think they've sort of changed they flipped the script a little bit. The last generation with I think it's an SUV now, but yeah, for a solid 50 years, man, nearly, they've been pumping these out, and they've perfected it. 2006, they had it perfected, guys, legitimately. And again, it's just the little details of this car for, again, something nearly 20 years old that kind of blows me away. You know, just from even the back seats. You got a fridge back there, you know, just heated back seats. They tilt, they recline, can change everything back there. Sunshades. You know, this thing has a night vision mode, legitimately. We've got a HUD. Everything's factory. Heated seats up here, big infotainment system, like epic sound system in here too, by the way. I love the real wood grain on the steering wheel. Just feels classy. You know, from the air purifiers that are in here, the sunroof. Yeah, again, for 20 years ago, you know, self-swinging air vents in this thing, guys. Like, come on. We've gone backwards. We've gone backwards in 2024. Take us back to 2006 Toyota Crown levels, and yeah, you're going to be blown away again because, man, this thing, it's got every bell whistle, like, crazy. It's crazy. Now, price of this thing. Look, if you didn't have the supercharger option, you just wanted a S180 Crown Modellista with the 4.3 liter V8, you're going to be looking about 65 grand, I believe the translation was to Australian dollars. And again, 20 years ago, that was a lot of money. If you wanted to go with this one, the supercharger, every option ticked, mate, it was closer to 85K. And that's big dollars, you know what I mean? That really, truly is Grange levels for those who know in Australia. Yeah. The fact is, this thing was really competing with cars like the Germans. You know, Japanese businessmen who were purchasing this were going for the Modellista instead of the S-Class, instead of the 7 Series. Like, this was it. And I gotta say, you compare this thing to a well-done of the same spec, you know, Mercedes, BMW, Audi. Hey, the Toyota Modellista was right up there. They were right up there with every bell, whistle, legitimate rivals. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to test the 0 to 100 powered by C-Tech, and we're just on this back road. I've been in an S180 before. I believe we got something like 7 seconds in the wet. So we're going to reset it. We're just in drive still. We got power mode on. Sport suspension. Here we go. Oh, not too bad. Felt pretty solid. Definitely after, so you can sort of hear the supercharger really start to pump on around that 3,000 mark. But yeah, let's have a look. Now just right there, guys, we did a 6.1. We did attempt it a couple of times, pretty much getting the exact same result. Look, I definitely think this has a 5-second time in it. Pretty much without a doubt. There's 2 of us in this car. We're on a back road. Perfect launch, you're definitely going to be in that 5-second range. And for a car with this amount of luxury and sort of weight, you know, this thing's 1.7, nearly 1.8 ton. It moves. Now, guys, it's time for the WiperTech wiper test in this supercharged Crown Modellista, guys. So, uber luxury. Let's have a look. Left-hand stock. Pull back. Oh, yeah. Got the jets going. The wipers are going. Yo, look. Hey, not a bad streak. Pretty easy operation. What do you expect from Japanese? You know what I mean? But, guys, look. Again, we always rep WiperTech. If you want the best wipers in Australia, use our code ROSS15 off. Link down below. Get yourself a set. Guys, again, if you're enjoying this content, consider subscribing, because the more that do, the more cars like this we can show off. And this Modellista, again, with the supercharger, fully optioned, only 29 of these things they actually ended up doing. It's a real treat to get in these cars and show them off for you guys. So if you're enjoying the content, like it, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe. Guys, again, for a Modellista, for a Crown, I feel like this is really what you want it to sound like. It's not over the top, but you still get that. You still get that whine. You can still hear a bit of exhaust note in this thing, and yeah, even a few little pops and bangs that happens randomly. It's pretty good. Again, I've said it a bunch of times in this video. Why have we gone away from this? Like, what a machine this thing. And you know, only 120,000 Ks on the clock on this one, but these things will go forever. You know what I mean? It's, yeah, they built these things well. And just in terms of handling here, guys, look, it's got very soft steering. And in no ways is this like a performance orientated for the mountain roads or anything. You know, it's a luxury sedan that's built to go fast in a straight line, I would say. It's airbag suspension still. You know, it's not super boaty, to be honest. It just, you don't feel a whole lot through the wheel. But again, it's the class of car you're driving. You know, this thing is luxury. You know, got wood grain here. Yeah, on the highway, just, this thing is hell fun. Now, guys, look, we're going to finish the video off here today. So, what do we think of this Toyota Crown? It's S180 with the supercharger fitted. You know, the Toms pack, I'm going to call it. Yeah, I, for one, think this is absolutely insane. It actually makes the perfect balance of, like, luxury and sportiness. Because previously, the Modellistas, they've always sort of, they've been a great daily, but they haven't really excited me. And this one, you definitely get that excitement back. And the fact that this is still only on the stock 6 pounds of boost, you know, you could ramp that up and significantly get more power out of this thing once again. So, yeah, there's room to grow in this. It is fun to drive. It does make a good noise front and back. And again, just the luxury, the feel. you feel good when you drive this thing, that's for sure. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Consider subscribing. We'll see you on the next one.